yeah, I'm still excited. I'm really excited about this house we put an offer in on. I really truly hope they accept it, but again, if they don't, we'll be fine. What's up, y'all? Welcome back to my channel. I am Jazzie.RayShaune, and I am back with another update on our NACA home buying journey. I think the last video update I did was on May 6th or 7th. Today is May 25th, so it's been a while since I've done a video update. But I wanted to let you guys know where we were in the process. I believe the last video I made, we were getting ready to put in an offer on a house. Or we did put in an offer on a house, and we were waiting to hear back on whether or not our offer was accepted. Yeah, I think that's where we were. Absolutely love the house. Put in our offer. Like I told you guys, we went to see it with our realtor on a Friday. Me and my husband went back by ourselves on a Saturday. They had an open house, so we went back. And I believe that Sunday or Monday is when we were going to find out whether or not our offer was accepted. I believe we found out that Sunday. And our offer was not accepted. I have to admit, I got very discouraged after our offer wasn't accepted on that house, because everything that was happening leading up to us putting in our offer, after we put in our offer, everything just felt right. Like it felt like it was ours. It felt like this offer was going to get accepted. So I got very discouraged. So much so that I started to even question whether or not it was God I was hearing telling me that we were going to be homeowners this year, or if it was just me. You know, I wanted it so bad that was just me telling myself that. Yeah, I got very discouraged. To the point where I was like, do we even keep looking for homes? We can't compete in this seller's market against other buyers who have just sold their homes, so they have a plethora of cash that they're willing to offer. We were getting beat out on that house, we got beat out by a higher offer, plus I believe they were doing no inspection and no appraisal, so it was probably a cash offer. We can't compete with that. We're doing a NACA. We're in the NACA program. Yes, it's a conventional loan through Bank of America, but we still have to do an inspection. We have been selecting the option where we're saying we're doing inspection as is. So yes, we're still doing an inspection, but it's just for our information. We're not going to ask you to fix anything as the seller. And then of course we can't skip out on the appraisal. So that's what we were getting beat out on, and I was getting discouraged because I'm like, we can't compete in this market with the NACA program. I was getting y'all, listen. I was very discouraged. Like, I literally questioned God. Like, I don't think you told me that we get in the house this year. I think that was me, and I'm tripping. Like, maybe this ain't our year. And I prayed that to God. I told him that. But the very next day after I prayed that to God, I was doing a morning devotion. I was in a Bible plan. And the Bible plan said that John the Baptist questioned Jesus. When John the Baptist was put in prison, he questioned whether or not Jesus was the one he was preparing everybody else for. He questioned Jesus. He sent his disciples to say, Jesus, are you really the one? Or was I making that up in my head? Is there somebody else coming after you and you're not, the Messiah? And when I saw that, I was like, I literally just prayed that to God last night. Like, I was questioning him. I was getting discouraged. Like, things aren't going the way I expected them to go. So maybe I didn't hear you right. Maybe you didn't say we were going to be homeowners this year. And John the Baptist did the exact same thing. That Bible plan I was reading that morning basically was saying in a nutshell, it is possible for you to get discouraged and question God if things don't go exactly the way you think they're supposed to go. And Jesus' response to John the Baptist was, woe to the one who stumbles because of me. So basically what he was saying was, yeah, it's me. I am the Messiah. But things aren't always going to happen the way you expect them to. And so I took that to mean God saying, Jasmine, I did give you that dream. I did give you that promise saying that you all are going to be homeowners this year. But it's not going to happen the way you expect it to. I'm going to do it my way, in my timing. And ever since that morning, I keep seeing different Bible verses or different quotes or different things in Bible plans that I'm reading. They just keep giving me more encouragement. It was hitting me like every day, almost like God reassuring me, like, don't give up. I promise you this. It's just going to happen in my timing and the way I plan for it to happen, not the way you expect for it to happen. So I started to feel a little bit better, had more hope, more faith, and just decided to trust God in this home buying process. Because if not, I was going to run myself ragged. I probably would have given up. If it was just left to me that day that our offer was rejected, I probably would have given up in that moment because that's how I was feeling. That's how low I was feeling. But I don't want to keep rambling, but I wanted to be real raw and let y'all know, wanted to be transparent and let y'all know how I was feeling in that moment. But we did keep looking. We put in 2 more offers after that in the same day. We had went and looked at, I think, 4 homes one Friday, and 2 of them we really liked. One of them me and my husband loved, absolutely fell in love with the home. One we thought we were real close because we offered money towards, if there's an appraisal gap, we offered a certain amount of money towards the shortfall if there was to be one. And we got a call back from our realtor that day saying, hey, they want you all to send proof of funds. If they accept your offer, they want to know that you have this amount that you've offered towards the possible appraisal gap. If, that comes, if the house doesn't appraise at the amount you offered. And I was like, ain't nobody ever asked us that before in the other offers we put in, so maybe we get close. So we sent that to him. Same day we found out offer was rejected. So I'm like, okay, the listing agent probably just asked everybody who was offering money towards the appraisal shortfall for proof of funds so they can see which one they were going to accept. I didn't get discouraged like I did on the previous offers that we put in, because both of the 2 offers were rejected. I said we put in 2 offers the same day on 2 different houses. Both of them got rejected, but I didn't feel discouraged because I still was holding on to God's promise. He said, you all are going to be homeowners this year. I just had to wait in God's timing, and it's going to happen in his way. And everybody kept telling me, Jasmine, your offers keep getting rejected because God has something better in store for you. So don't get discouraged. Don't think that you're not going to find a home. You will. And when you find that house, you're going to know why God told you to wait. Or kept rejecting, the offers. So we didn't get those 2. So we kept looking. We looked at, trying to think, y'all, these houses are starting to run together. We looked at several last week, and there was 2 that popped up last Saturday. So we texted our realtor that morning and was like, hey, these 2 homes just came on the market today. Can we go look? He said, yeah, he got them scheduled. So we looked at the first one. The pictures were very deceiving. We did not like it. Once we got there, the house was, you can tell they only did cosmetic updates. Nothing that really needed to be there. It needs to be updated. Like structural, they didn't fix any of that. They just did cosmetics, and the cosmetic work they did was horrible. So that was a no-go. We went to the second house. Y'all, this house, we love this house. They did several updates, not just cosmetic, structural. Like, you can tell whoever lived in this house took very good care of this house. Like, you could tell from the outside and on the inside, very well taken care of. So of course we were like, we want to put an offer in on it. We were standing in the living room before we left out of there talking, and our realtor was like, let's talk numbers, what y'all want to do. So we're in there talking, and when we finished, I was like, yeah, I want to put in an offer, but I don't feel like our offer is going to get accepted. Like, I wasn't discouraged, but the house was that nice and they had put so much money into updating it. I was like, it's gonna be several offers on this house. And I already know somebody with buku cash is about to just put a cash offer and say no inspection, no appraisal, I want the house. And that's who's gonna win. That's what I was getting used to. I was getting used to being beat out by cash offers. So I'm like, we can put in the offer. I love this house, but I don't think we're gonna get it. That's where I was. I wasn't down, but I was just expecting not to get it. So we put the offer in. I really wasn't even thinking about it for real. After we put the offer in, I think we put it in on Saturday, because they came on the market on a Saturday. After we left with our realtor, we went to look at some furniture at furniture stores, because whenever we do find our home, we plan on getting new furniture, as opposed to we may take some stuff from where we are at now, but we don't want to take all of it. So we're at the furniture store. We go to Home Depot and Lowe's looking at appliances, whole bunch of different stuff. So our last stop of the day was the grocery store. On our way to the grocery store, our realtor texts and says, hey, can you talk? So I'm like, usually if I offer and accept it, he just texted, something's up. So he calls. We say, yeah, call us. So he calls and he's like, hey, the listing agent on the house we just put an offer in called me, and she wants to know why she should even present a NACA offer to her, to the seller. She's worked with NACA in the past, and apparently she ran into some issues. So he said, I put on my salesman's hat and I sold her. And I explained to her, what the process was. I explained to her that you all have been pretty fast about getting your documentation into NACA, so that won't be a holdup in the process. I guaranteed her that we were doing inspection as is, because that's what we put in the offer. The house was nice enough to where we didn't think we would run into any major issues, so we were just going to do an informational inspection and not request for the seller to fix any make any repairs. And we were offering money towards the appraisal gap if there was to be one. So he was like, so I sold her on that, and she wants proof of funds. So this was a Saturday. So he was like, just send me a new screenshot. No, this was a Sunday. I'm sorry. It was the next day. And he's like, just send me a screenshot of, your current funds in your bank account, so I can send it over to her. And then tomorrow, go to the bank and get something official printed off saying I have enough money to cover the appraisal gap that we offered. So we were like, okay, cool. In that moment, I kind of was excited, but then I was like, the last house we put an offer on asked us to do the same thing. So I didn't want to get too excited, because I'm like, they asked us that on the last one. Maybe all these listing agents is getting in the habit of asking for proof of funds from everybody who's offering, extra money. So that was Sunday. So we sent him that. The next morning, Monday, my husband was off, and he ran up to the bank and had them print off some information showing what we had in the bank. We sent that over to our realtor. When we sent that, he texted and said, hey, can you talk again? We need to talk. So I'm like, okay, something else is up. So he's like, she wants to counteroffer. I'm like, what do they want? So and it really wasn't a counteroffer. I think she was so leery of NACA, she just wanted to confirm that we were not going to ask the seller to fix anything, because most lenders don't ask for repairs. In the NACA program, then the lender can ask the seller to can ask, not the seller, but they can require repairs. And she didn't want the seller to be responsible for that. She wanted to be sure that we were not going to ask the seller to fix anything. And she wanted to be sure. Oh, and she also wanted to say, we get the keys at funding as opposed to closing. Same day. Funding typically happens the same day, but I guess she's so leery of the NACA program that she didn't want us to have possession until their title company received funds from Bank of America. We said we cool with that. We were already doing inspection as is, and we cool with doing possession and funding. It typically happens in the same day. I'm good with that. He said, okay, I'm gonna redo the contract, send it over to y'all, and send it back to them, and we'll see if they accept it. So he sends it to us, and I noticed something else different. I'm like, what's this $2,500 on here? So we call him back and he's like, yeah, I snuck that in there. You know, they want to do a counter offer of stuff that we already said we were going to do. So I snuck in that they paid $2,500 of y'all closing costs. Keep in mind, we don't have no closing costs for NACA. So go towards either our principal or we can buy down our interest rate if we choose to. So I was like, cool. We sign it, send it back to him. He calls us back and say, congratulations, they have accepted your offer. So you guys, we have finally gotten an offer accepted on the house. Absolutely love this house. It is more than what we could have asked for. I completely see why all of our other offers were rejected. God was holding out for this house. We had the inspection today. The inspector was like, I have not seen an inspection this well in years, and I've been doing inspections for 27 years. He said this home inspected better than new builds that I inspect. And I was like, this is God's house. Like, God set this house for us. Like, all those other homes that we've seen, I don't think they even come close to what we're about to get. And for the inspection to go that well, I was like, this is crazy, because I was a little leery about doing as-is inspections, but there was nothing wrong with this house. He found something minor, and he was like, that's nothing. You all can fix that the day you move in. So I'm very excited, y'all. Offer accepted. We did the inspection today. The appraiser was gonna look at the house today, so we'll probably hear about that in a couple of days or so. I'm praying and I got faith in God that house is going to appraise at what we offered today. If not, we got the funds to cover the up to the amount that we offered in the appraisal gap. But I'm excited, y'all. I am very excited. So we have a tentative close date. We meet with our mortgage counselor tomorrow so that we can get ready to go to credit access. I'll let you guys know how that went. Let you know how long that process takes for us to get through credit access and then get to Bank of America. I'll let you know about the appraisal. But y'all, I'm so excited. I don't know how long this video is so far. I feel like I'm rambling, but I just wanted to give y'all an update of where we are. But if you made it to the end of this video, thank you so much for watching. Thank you for following me along in this journey. Like I keep saying, I want us all to win. That's why I'm documenting this, to give you as much information as possible of what we're going through in the NACA program and in this seller's market. But I'm not going to keep rambling. I'll catch y'all in the next video. Peace.